again, I'm speaking from, when I say an outsider, kind of an informed outsider by virtue of my work on behalf of tenants and other public interest issues during the last 2 or 3 years. But my sense is the morale could be obviously higher. I think the best way to improve morale is through positive accomplishment. Part of the problem, again, not just in the city attorney's office, but in the planning department where I've done a lot of my work, there are a lot of, shall we say, middle-level faithful city employees who want to do a good job, who are inspired to want to try to do a good job, or inspired by their their normal desires. But the problem is, if you have a city council that doesn't make policy, that tries to deflect off of their responsibilities, then there's a sense of powerlessness that begins to develop. In the context of the planning department, planners who want to do a good job, they can't, because they have to deal with the public, but then they're not getting from the city council what they need by way of policy decisions. So it becomes ambiguous, a lot of games end up being played, a lot of frustration, a lot of difficulty, again, leading to more litigation, a lot of wheel spinning, a lot of churning. This becomes very disconsolate, it becomes difficult, and again, you get this feeling of powerlessness, and I would think that that would impact adversely on anybody's morale. Instead, going in there and basically saying, you know what, we're independent, we were elected by the people, we have an independent political consensus, and instead of just repeating and doing what the city council wants us to do, bottom line is, there's a broader public responsibility here in getting our opinions out, our views out. And by the way, I would say my model for this, if people were to look at this and want to do their own independent research, would be John Russo, who was the elected city attorney of Oakland. I went to his website, I did a little bit of additional research on some of the other city attorney offices around the state. His was the most impressive because there was a sense of responsibility, there was a sense of commitment, there was a sense of basically trying to reconcile this idea behind, well, the city attorney only represents the city council versus representing the broader public interest. I think the city attorney does represent the broader public interest, and where there's a diversion of destinies or a diversion or a difference between the political interests of the city council and the broader public interest should control.